When I tell you this woman won the jackpot twice within 20 minutes, I was like, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I'm Wendy, and on my channel we talk everything law of assumption, science, psychology, and we also do the odd celebrity analysis whenever something comes up, because there's a lot that we can learn from celebrities, let me tell you. Anyway, today I want to talk about a success story. I've already mentioned this on TikTok before, but it was my birthday a couple weeks ago, and I was talking on the phone with my mother, and I kind of had the feeling that maybe it would be time to pay her back a little bit for all the stress that I put her through. And she was telling me that she's been wanting to go to the casino a bit more recently, and she wasn't really having a whole lot of luck. She's someone who likes to play the lottery, the casino, whatever. So we came up with some affirmations together. She kept affirming them, and the day later she called me and she was like, I don't really know if this is working. And I just told her to keep persisting. This is the thing, like, she wanted to go to the casino, but she wasn't ready. She felt like if she went, she would maybe win a little bit and then keep playing, because she's someone who likes to get greedy. This was a big thing that we affirmed away, is getting greedy and understanding that, okay, if I won, it's okay to keep that and just keep going, instead of, putting your win back in and then losing more than you came in with. I told her to keep affirming. We kept going, and then on my birthday, she told me that she had no intentions of going. She was not interested whatsoever. And one of her friends actually called her up and was like, you know what? We're actually going out and we're going to the casino. Do you want to come? And she had this feeling like she basically said yes before she said yes. Like, her brain wasn't really reacting as fast as, her mouth was. She was basically saying, yeah, we'll go. That's fine. So they went to the casino, and she was just really going around and kind of sussing out, the pokey things. She wasn't really interested in playing that much. And she said there was just one that it was like calling her name. She couldn't even explain it. It was very different from the normal process that she would go through if she were to go and play prior. So that's how you oftentimes know that there's a different belief, is when things, even if they go the same, when they feel different. So she said she went down, she played, and within like 5 to 10 minutes or so, she won a huge jackpot. Huge jackpot. She was so happy, she was so elated. And then she remembered the affirmation that we did of, well, you won, now it's time to go home. However, what I was not aware of was the fact that she had secretly been affirming that she can double win, because that's just something she likes to do. She likes to take a small portion of the win, and put it back into the pokies and then play again. Before, however, that small win was like, okay, I'm just going to take a small chunk and a small chunk. She was repeating that until nothing was left. This time around, she was like, if I take a really small part of it, and I'm going to put it into a different machine, I know I'm going to win again. And then I'm going to go home. So she said it was literally like not the machine like next to it. It was like an eye line of her. And someone else had been playing on that machine just 5 to 10 minutes before that, like when she first came in, and they won the jackpot. And if you know anything about pokies, if you know anything about them, you know that they don't necessarily, and I think actually very rarely, if at all, give 2 jackpots in a row. That's not really a thing that they do. They have like this algorithm thing or whatever, or this programming where you can only win a certain amount of time, and they have to give out a certain amount of wins. But in Australia, it's pretty strict from what I remember. So a normal person would have looked at that machine and would have said, no way, I'm not touching that one that just gave out a huge jackpot. Let's either go to one another ones or just not do it at all. She was hell-bent. She was like, no, this is the one. I know this is the one. And she said she barely sat down and won the second jackpot. Like, she pressed a button and it was just, there it was. So I'm not going to say how much money she won because it doesn't matter, but it was I'm so bad at with this. I don't know how. I think it's 4 figures. So she won in the high 4 figures. We're talking almost 5 figures. Very close to 5 figures. For one night and a half an hour, and then affirming for 2 days. And she said she only affirmed for like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, just because she had the experience of winning before. It just wasn't as great of a win. And like I said, she self-sabotaged a lot, where she just kept putting the money back into the machine. But with a little bit of affirming and a little bit of sticking to it and inspired action, she was able to win a huge jackpot. She didn't put any of the money back in, and she went straight back home because she didn't want to be out to begin with. And she said it was just so great. She was able to get some stuff for her. She was able to help other people in her life that were struggling for money at the time. So it was just this all around really positive experience that she is now able to replicate. And I've spoken to her since. She hasn't really been back. playing since we had that conversation. And I do think it's because her brain is now wired in a way where she knows that she really only has to go if she's affirming for money, or she needs money, or it's time, or someone else comes to her and says, hey, do you want to go? Where before, a lot of people go because they're desperate for money and they need money and they want a quick fix. So they're going in the hopes of getting money. She's going knowing she'll have the money. There's a huge difference between that. And it's the same with manifesting. A lot of people affirm to get what they want versus affirming for something that they know they already have. So she in her mind knows if she goes, that jackpot is already hers. She's already won the money. There's no pressure, no nothing. Where a lot of people go in with this mindset of, I have $50 left and I need like 10,000, let's just say that. So I have to play because I need this money desperately and there's no other way for me to get this money quickly and tax-free and whatever the case may be. So I'm going to do whatever I can to get in there and play every machine that I can in the hopes that it'll work. And even if I win 200, that's not good enough, right? It's not enough. So I have to keep playing and playing, most of the time walking out with nothing, because that desperate energy is not how you manifest. We all know this. It's just going to give you more of the same. So just keep that in mind if you're someone who likes to play the lottery, if you're someone who likes to, play the machines or whatever. Going in there and playing should only ever be a thing if you are in the mindset of you already have what you want. I actually just remembered another small success story. So years ago, my grandmother and I, we went down to the beach. We drove to the Gold Coast in Queensland. If you know, you know. They have this huge casino there. And we went in there for lunch. I thought we were going to leave. I hate the casino, by the way. I don't really like it. And she's someone who likes to play, though. And she kept playing and playing. And every 10 minutes, she told me, we're going to go home soon. I'm like, I just want to go home. I'm about to lose my mind. Like, I was so pissed off. And she wasn't winning. So I actually sat next to her. And I was like, if I affirm for you and I manifest for you that you're going to win $500 right now, can we just leave? And she's like, oh, are you going to do that? And I'm like, I'm going to do that. I'm literally going to do that right now. We're going to go. You're going to win right now. I wasn't even done saying my sentence. And she won $500, like on the dot. So I wasn't even done affirming yet because I was so pissed off that she won immediately. Did we leave? No, we didn't leave. I was mad, but at least she gave me a little bit of money so I could get more food because casino has good food and your girl loves good food, okay? So I was able to at least eat and I was playing on my phone a little bit and stuff. And that was all fine. But that's how quickly it can go sometimes if you are in the mindset of I already have it. Because in my mind, I was so desperate to go. I should have affirmed for us to go home, by the way. It just dawned on me. I don't know why I didn't do that. I was so desperate in wanting to go home that to me, in my mind, I already felt that she had the money because it was more important for me to have that leverage to say, you won the money, let's go home, versus trying to get the money. The money was only my vehicle to get there. And in my mind, I was just like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I need that vehicle to be able to negotiate a ride home. So, and it was about an hour drive. So it wasn't like I could have taken off myself or anything like that. But yeah, that's how quickly it can go. The mindset is really the place you want to be at. And if you are affirming with emotion, which isn't necessary, make sure it's any other emotion than desperation. Even if it's anger or upset or frustration, that's all fine. Desperation is the one emotion that you absolutely should avoid at all times. Desperation is the one emotion you should avoid like the plague. Okay? If you have any more questions or you want to share success stories or anything like that, please leave a comment down below. Let me know if you like this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.